Happy New Year, everyone. New year, new goals, new period. How about that, huh, ladies? Yes, we will have healthier, happier periods in the new year, 2016. Are you ready to jump into the new year? Jump into the mood talk, the crave talk, the cramp talk, the TOTM tea talk? Now it's time for TOTM topics. This is not how we should begin the new year. Hearing sad stories such as this, 13-year-old Gemma Louise, who lived in Britain, was a competitive swimmer, which led her to use tampons. Unfortunately, Gemma Louise died of a brain bleed only 1 week after being diagnosed with toxic shock syndrome. Oh my God. Toxic shock syndrome is said to be rare and not common, but it is deadly. And early symptoms are high fever, followed by flu-like symptoms, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. So ladies, do not ever sleep with a tampon, and ever. Change your tampon every 4 hours or less. And if you're using a tampon and if you begin experiencing flu-like symptoms, see your doctor right away. And last but not least, if you insist on wearing tampons, look for 100% cotton. You may even want to go for 100% organic cotton. I remember talking about the danger of toxic shock syndrome on our TOTM Tea Talk radio show, and this is what was said.
About, you can tell us a lot about your organization, You Are Loved.
Okay. You Are Loved was founded by Lisa Ella Fritz after her 20-year-old daughter, Amy, died from tampon-related toxic shock syndrome. You Are Loved has a twofold mission. First, we raise awareness about tampon-related toxic shock syndrome, and we also provide factual menstrual information. And I feel like You Are Loved is a very important nonprofit, very important organization, because we're in the business of saving lives. And I think that's a pretty important thing.
Yes, that is. It's very important. Now, when you say saving lives, I think that some people aren't aware that toxic shock syndrome actually takes lives.
It does. Yes, I had toxic shock back in the day when Rely tampons were causing so much problem. And that was about 30 years ago. But they are still not Rely tampons, but tampons are still causing problems now because young women are still dying from tampon-related toxic shock syndrome.
Something that I just became aware of, and I think this is something that our listeners really need to know. One of the reasons that, toxic shock syndrome may be overlooked, especially during the winter months, is because it has symptoms that are similar to the flu. Is that correct, Susan?
Right, it is.
It is. Anytime. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Would you be able to let us know, what some of the symptoms are? And if someone were to feel or be experiencing these symptoms, what should they do?
Okay, sure. The symptoms of TSS, or toxic shock syndrome, are very similar to the flu. In fact, that was what I was diagnosed with 30 years ago, was just a virus, a flu virus. You can have a sore throat. You can have aching joints and muscles, a high fever of over 102, vomiting, watery diarrhea. You can develop a red rash, but usually the red rash doesn't appear until several days after you've been infected with the bacteria. Mental confusion, dizziness, very low blood pressure, and, of course, only one or two of these symptoms may occur at a time. You don't have to have all of the symptoms. And you need to really be aware. And if you have been menstruating, and especially have been using a tampon, you need to notify your doctor and let the doctor know that you have flu symptoms and that you are on your period or have just come off of your period and have used a tampon, because it could very well be toxic shock. And toxic shock is not something that anybody wants to delay treatment of, because the sooner you're treated, the better your chances are of surviving.
I think that some people may think that it can never happen to them because they change their tampons every 4 hours.
Right. I have read that that within 2 hours of the tampon being within the vagina, the bacteria can begin to grow. And if you leave the tampon in for 4 hours, then that's 2 hours for the bacteria to grow. You remove that tampon after 4 hours, you put another tampon in, and the bacteria is already in the vagina and it's already growing, and it just feeds on the next tampon for those 4 hours. And so changing your tampon is not really going to take care of the problem.
Oh, wow. And, you know,
it's recommended.
I'm sorry, it's recommended?
It's recommended that if you insist on using tampons, that you rotate tampons and then pads, or a tampon and then a pad, and not use tampons at night. But, of course, Your Love recommends that you don't use tampons unless you use the 100% cotton ones.
This year we started the new year on TOTM Tea Talk Radio, touching on a topic, so be sure to remember the TOTM do's and don'ts of tampons. We'll be back in a TOTM minute.
Ever felt cranky, irritable, or grouchy during that time of the month? Do you experience cramps or bloating during your period? Find out how you can have a happier and pain-free TOTM with TOTM Time of the Month, the Ultimate Periods Planner. This book is awesome and is perfect for girls and women of all ages. Once the essential planner for girls and women of all ages, the TOTM Planner has been updated and is new and improved. Also get stickers with the planner to use, and who doesn't love stickers? This is the only book that you'll ever need to not only track your period, but to also get tips on preventing bloating and cramping and ways to boost your moods. What's unique is that you can also jot down your daily appointments too, because it's also a planner as well. So, what are you waiting for? Get your copy of TOTM Time of the Month, the Ultimate Period Planner today. Available on Amazon.com. Also check out the website www.totmtimeofthemonth.com. Until next time, may every TOTM be a so happy one.
The National Cares Mentoring Movement, founded as Essence Cares, recruits caring adults to serve as role models, tutors, reading buddies, guides, friends, and deploys them to schools, mentoring organizations, and to the academic enrichment programs CARES is building with our partners. Disproportionate numbers of Black children are on waiting lists, and they're hoping that a caring adult will soon show up. And there's a critical need for the wisdom and strength of our beautiful Black men. The children need you so. All we're asking is this, that you give 1 hour a week to help save a life and secure a child.
You can mentor.
You can mentor one of the 2.4 million children.
2.4
million.
Almost 2.5 million children.
Who has a parent in prison.
And welcome back to TOTM Tea Talk, and it's time for the Tea Bag. Every week we get questions emailed to us that I read on the TOTM Tea Talk radio show. So I said, why not bring the Tea Bag to TOTM TV? Right, ladies?
Yes.
So this question reads, when is a good age to begin the period talk?
Now, what's a good age to start talking about TOTM when period? What's a good age for the period talk?
Around 9.
Around 9, okay. When did you have your first TOTM talk?
I'm not sure. Probably around that age, though. Yes.
Okay. Awesome. What's a good age?
I would have to say 9 too. Age 9.
9, starting young. What's a good age?
I would say 9 too.
9. All right. Okay. 9. What's a good age?
I would say 8.
8. And lastly, what's a good age to have that TOTM period talk?
I would say 10.
10. Okay. So starting young is so important to.
So let's see what the people in the street have to say about this. So what's a good age to start the period talk?
Period talk, I want to say between the age ranges of, I want to say 8 and 10 years old.
What age is a good age to begin the period talk?
when she goes, "Mommy, what's that right there? What's that right there?" And that's an open discussion, an open door where you could discuss what's that, why you use it, and you go into what woman gets every month.
You know what, Abina, I'm going to say this. That's exactly how I approached it with Shelby. It was when I was on my TOTM, can you go get me a pad? And that you can start the conversation when they begin to ask questions. So yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, what's a good time for that period talk?
You know, I think 8, 9.
At what age do you think it's a good time to have the period talk?
Well, due to hormones, everybody's body is different. I would say between 9 and 10 years old.
We certainly want to have the talk as soon as possible. The earlier the better. I say 7 is a good age to begin talking to your daughter because our daughters are starting their menstrual cycle younger and younger. Now it's time for TOTM in the kitchen. This is when we talk about different foods that help girls and women with various PMS and period symptoms. I wanted to talk about chocolate. Now, ladies, when it's that time, don't we crave chocolate? Well, there's a secret. Chocolate is actually good for you. And if you're eating dark chocolate or chocolate with high cocoa content, then you're in a good space. Yes, my guest today knows her way around chocolate. She is a mother, an entrepreneur, and an all-around boss babe. Please help me welcome Miss Latarsha Parker, better known as PoshGurl.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
I am so excited. I just want to let everyone know I've been following the PoshGurl brand for a couple of years now, and so yes. I am so excited to have her here in the studio with me. Thank you for taking the time out to sit with me.
Of course. Thanks for having me. This is excited. This is amazing right now.
Yes. So, of course, I have to ask you a couple of questions.
Okay.
All right. So, is it okay for me to call you PoshGurl, or do you want me to call you Miss Parker?
No.
What should I call you?
You can call me Tosh.
Tosh. Okay, Tosh. So, tell us about the PoshGurl brand.
Well, the PoshGurl brand consists of PoshGurl NYC event planning, Simply Posh Home, House of Posh Cosmetics, and of course, Positively Dessert.
Okay, you know, I am going to ask you what inspired you to create the PoshGurl brand because there's different elements to it.
Yes.
So you know what? Let me ask you that question first. What inspired you?
Well, I started out as an event planner. And of course, as an entrepreneur, you know, you're the butcher, the baker, and the candlestick maker.
Yes.
You know, so I had an event where she asked for a dessert bar. You don't have the budget to go and hire these professionals. People don't understand that. Mm-hmm. So I created the dessert bar. Everyone loved it. And they started asking, you know, who's the purveyor you used? And I simply told them it was me. And the orders start to come in.
Wow.
That's when Positively Dessert was created.
So we have Positively Desserts,
yes.
which I've seen some of these desserts, and we're going to talk about those in a minute. I'm interested about the Posh Cosmetics. Your face looks fabulous.
Thank you.
Tell us about that.
Well, that was created out of a bet. I have a friend in marketing, and he calls me the Black Martha Stewart. And he said, if you can create a cosmetic line, I'll fund it.
Awesome.
It was hell, just to let you know. But we got it done.
Okay.
And that's how House of Posh came about.
So we have House of Posh.
Yes.
We have Posh Events NYC.
Yes.
We have Positively Desserts.
Yes. And Simply Posh Home.
Tell us about Simply Posh Home.
Well, that's my home collection. It will consist of bedding, linens, throw pillows, silverware, drinkware, anything that has to do with designing your home.
You certainly sound like the Black Martha Stewart, but no, you're a PoshGurl. That's exactly what you are. So you not only event plan, you create desserts through Positively Desserts. What is your favorite dessert that you like to eat on your TOTM?
Pie.
Pie.
Pie. It has to be pie. And the crust has to be crisp. And the pie has to be sweet.
And I take it you make the pie.
Of course.
Of course. And now everyone cannot make pie from scratch.
That's easy.
Not everyone is a black Martha Stewart. So
it's really simple.
Really?
Yes. The only thing with baking is the measurements. You have to be precise. But once you get it, it's simple.
Okay, we're definitely going to have you, like, literally in the kitchen to give us a demonstration on another show. But let's talk about this cake here.
Okay.
What's the story behind this cake? And by the way, ladies, let me tell you, this cake right here is like the perfect cake to eat on your TOTM. So tell me about that cake.
I have a client who loves chocolate. Chocolate, anything. She just wants chocolate. And during that time of the month, she wants chocolate. She has a love for Kit Kats, anything chocolate.
And this cake has Kit Kats all around it.
Yes. And she was in heaven. So now every month I have to make the cake for her.
Awesome. That is so awesome. But not everyone can make beautiful treats like that. So for, the woman at home who is on her TOTM and wants to have something that's chocolate, can you give us like a simple chocolate dessert that we can whip up at home?
Chocolate cupcakes, chocolate pudding, anything. Chocolate, it's very simple. Even if you buy from the store, you can doctor it up to make it your own, add your own flair to it. If you buy a simple pound cake from the store, make a chocolate drizzle. Add chocolate shavings. You can add nuts. You can add little chocolate morsels.
So this one right here looks like a really good TOTM dessert to have when you're craving salty and sweet. I see some, what's that I see on there? Pretzels?
Pretzels, potato chips, chocolate, caramel, popcorn, caramel corn. It's just delightful.
So you take a cupcake, a chocolate cupcake,
yes,
and then you add some salty elements to it.
Yes, you can just buy, your own, go to the store and you could get a bag of chips and your pretzels and popcorn, and you just mix it up, crunch it up, and sprinkle it on top. Add some chocolate frosting, some drizzle, some caramel, and heaven.
Okay, ladies, so it's not as hard as it seems. All you have to do is take some Betty Crocker, make some chocolate cupcakes, and then take some potato chips or your favorite salty snack, and then crunch it up and put it on top. Thanks for that tip. That's awesome.
And it also goes great with brownies. You can add nuts in the brownies, drizzle, all the toppings. Heaven.
So, what is your favorite dish to make?
I have a few.
You have a few?
Yeah.
You don't know your favorite? Because when you figure out your favorite, we're going to come back into the kitchen with TOTM and PoshGurl, and we're going to make that. Okay, so as an entrepreneur, was there ever a time, because there's a lot going on, you have different elements to your brand, was there ever a time that you just felt like you wanted to quit?
Every other month.
And what keeps you moving?
It's my love. It's my baby. It's my passion. I know my vision. I know what I want for the PoshGurl brand. A lot of people come into entrepreneurship and they assume that they're just going to get this instant gratification and everything is just going to go like peaches and cream. And it doesn't work like that. You have days where you have no clients at all. And if this is what you're doing solely, you have bills to pay,
Okay, so can you tell everyone where they can contact you?
Sure, you can find me on Instagram at Positively Dessert, PoshGurl Wedding and Event Design, Simply Posh Home, and I am PoshGurl. Also on Facebook and the website www.poshgirlnyc.com.
Well, this is one thing. Not everyone knows that red velvet cupcakes are actually made with chocolate. Well, guess what? Everyone in the audience goes home with some Positively Desserts, a trio. Okay. What do you like to eat when you're on your TOTM?
What do I like to binge? Everything. Salt.
Chocolate.
Chocolate. Cake. Cupcakes. Cheese doodles. Everything. And now waiters. No, I'm joking.
So what is it that you like to eat when you're on your TOTM?
Salty, a combination of salty and sweet. Sometimes chocolate, sometimes curry chicken. And at the same time.
I love salty and sweet, actually.
Yes.
I do.
A combination. Yeah, I'm kooky like that.
So what do you like to eat, Sancita, when it's your TOTM time?
Well, I'm a big foodie, so anything, any kind of food other than dessert. I'm not a dessert person, but once in a while I do get a huge craving for any kind of dessert during my period time.
Okay, give us your top TOTM dessert.
I would say red velvet cupcake or dessert from my country. I'm from Bangladesh, so we have something called finni. It's similar to rice pudding. So this kind of stuff that I really crave for during that time.
Awesome. You heard that red velvet cupcake. And you know we had PoshGurl on the show. Val Carey interviewed PoshGurl. And she has the famous red velvet cupcakes.
Now it's time for TOTM myth or fact. Women who work together or live together may get their periods at the same time.
To answer some questions, some TOTM questions. So women who work together or live together may get their periods at the same time. Myth or fact?
Fact.
Okay, fact.
That's a fact.
That's a fact. Uh-oh, wait a minute.
That's a fact.
Women that work together or may live together get their periods at the same time. Myth or fact?
That's a fact. That's a fact. An absolute fact.
That's a fact. Audience in the back, you said fact, fact, fact. False. Okay, all right. The one man out said it's a myth. But the consensus is among the ladies, the TOTMers, that women who work together or live together get their period at the same time. Okay.
Let's see what the women in the street have to say. Myth or fact? Women who work together or live together may get their periods at the same time.
I think it's right, and I feel that the same way. I saw it in my personal experience. I saw it all the time in my school level, my high school, and then even in work area. I don't know why, but yeah, I saw it.
Okay. Is it a myth or fact that women that live together or work together get their period at the same time?
Absolutely. You become completely in sync.
Okay, myth or fact? Women who work together or live together may get their periods at the same time.
I'm going to say that's a fact.
Myth or fact? Women who live together, women who work together, their periods sync. They have periods at the same time. Myth or fact?
I think that's a fact.
I think she's right. So that, in fact, is a fact. It's called the McClintock effect. Each month, we pose a challenge to our TOTM community. So this month's challenge is the triple threat to PMS. This challenge consists of eating 2 bananas per day while you're on your period. If you eat the bananas, you should notice your bloating to, actually subside, your cramps should subside, and your mood should be uplifted, which is why we call it triple threat. So ladies, tell me you'll take the challenge. Okay. Follow us on Twitter at MyTOTM using the hashtag TOTM challenge, and let us know how you're doing with the challenge. So who's in for the challenge? And while you're doing your challenge, don't forget to exercise. One of my favorite exercises is double dutch. When you're jumping, you get a great cardio workout without it feeling like work, and that's the best type of exercise to me, the one that you can have fun doing. So let's take a look at the proper way to jump double dutch. Here's the right way to jump double dutch. Here's the right way to jump double dutch. Okay, I'm gonna try my trick.
Hey, woo, woo! She's a crisscross for y'all. She all around the world, all around the world.
Here's the wrong way to jump double dutch. Right way. wrong way. So be sure to double dutch the right way or you may get caught on camera. I'd like to thank my special guest, PoshGurl, for stopping by. I'd like to thank my studio audience and, of course, the crew. And ladies, I'm talking to you and I'm talking to you at home. Ladies, remember to give your breasts special attention once a month by doing a breast self-examination a week after your TOTM. So until then, may every TOTM be a so happy one. See you guys next week.
Action.
And don't forget to join me for an exclusive TOTM vision board party, which will be filmed for the next upcoming TOTM Tea Talk. For more information, email me at val@valcarey.com. No, just like roll some B-roll.
All right, Val, so we're going to start.
Okay.
All right, Val, you ready?
Yes.
So you're going to put the B-roll tagging on the end of it? Like.
No, I'm going to, yeah.
Yeah, we got to start, guys.
On the first episode of the series, we will be back at LaBelle's in Bed-Stuy. And as a matter of fact, here's a little preview.
So this is co-owner of the beautiful boutique that you see here, LaBelle's Boutique. And just give us a little background too, and then we're gonna go into some myth and fact. Give us some background about your participation here in the salon.
Okay, well, LaBelle Boutique was actually, the concept behind it was a beauty bar. Basically being able to get all the services in one place, not having to jump around. A lot of times people don't get things done because you run out of time. So basically participating in women taking better care of themselves and doing the necessary facials, massage. You get a massage while you wait. Sometimes you're in the hair salon really long and you could actually do double duty. I myself am a celebrity hairstylist, so a lot of people glorify celebrities, not realizing that they have a glam squad. So our motto here is LaBelle is your glam squad, because we're able to provide you the services at everyday diva prices, and you can feel really good about yourself. You know, we live in a world right now where it's about social media and selfies and looking amazing, and we want to provide that for everybody because you feel good, everything feels good, it feels better.